I'm going to share today what I've been thinking about a lot lately. And by lately, I mean the last year or two, but more recently, all the time. I want to move. And I've mentioned this in other videos, so it's not a huge surprise if you've seen some of my other videos. But I just feel like I made notes, and sometimes just doing a video helps me clarify my thoughts. So here we go. I'm going to talk about moving. I currently live in a townhouse in the southwest part of the US. I don't disclose my location. You can ask where I live. I'm not going to tell you. So save your breath, please. I'm not going to tell you where I'm moving. I'm just not. I do this for my own safety and security. I'm a very private person, and I don't know why I even do YouTube videos sometimes because, but I feel like I try to stay private. That helps me be able to do this. So I hope you understand. So, I don't like living here. I moved to where I am now when family had moved in the vicinity. So I had family in the area, and now they're not here anymore. They've moved. And I never wanted to live here, but here I am, and I am going to move. I just don't know where or when. The when is easier because I own my townhome. I'll have to sell it. I don't want to keep it and rent it out, which is something I could do, but I don't want to do that. So the when is when I sell my place. And I have no idea when that will be. The market's a little slow right now. I think the higher interest rates and I don't know what else, but different areas have different real estate markets. Right now, the places are selling, it's just not as fast as in the past. And it fluctuates all the time. It's not a big deal. When I list my place, it will sell eventually. It might take 6 months. I don't know. So, the when depends on when I sell this townhouse. The where, I have some criteria that I'm trying to stick with, and I'll just share a few of those. I want to move somewhere that aligns with my values. I want to be around people that I'm comfortable with, that, just as a general population. I lived in Denver for a while, and I loved it. It's a very educated population. The people I met were generally interesting. They had things to talk about. It was a very positive experience living there. I have other criteria as far as that goes that I'm not going to get into here, but I know what they are, and it's important to me. So there's that. The weather is a factor. Where I am, it's hot or hotter. Those are the two climate factors, pretty much. It's hot in the summer, very hot, but it's dry, no humidity to speak of. After it rains, sure, it's a little bit humid. But in the winter, it's warm, and it doesn't feel like winter at all. I prefer winter to summer, so this is just not the place for me. And I plan to find somewhere that has winter, which is, easy enough to do. But I know it's going to be humid for the most part. I can't afford the West Coast because I love pretty much all the climate along, Washington, Oregon, California. It's beautiful. To me, the weather's pretty good, most of those places. And that brings me to another factor, affordability. I own my townhouse. I will get, I don't know, under $200,000 when I sell it, which is more than I paid for it, which is great. But the prices have gone up here, they've gone up everywhere. So it's sort of like, it's hard to find affordable places that I want to live. That's a factor too. Affordability is huge. So those are my criteria for where I want to live. I want to live somewhere affordable. I want to live somewhere with like-minded people. And I'd like the weather to be decent. I don't know. I mean, everywhere has problems. I know that. And I'm willing to compromise because that's what you have to do. So the win is when I sell my place, because I don't have the money available to just go buy another place without selling this first. And I'm very grateful I have the money. I will have the money when I sell this. So what type of place do I want when I move? I am leaning toward a small condo or townhouse because I don't want the yard work or the snow shoveling. I could do it, but it's not of interest to me. It's something that I feel like that's a huge job. It's ongoing always. And at my age, I'm in my later 60s, it's not something I'm interested in. I haven't had to do yard work in years because I've always lived in townhomes or condos for the most part. I've had a couple houses, but I was younger. You know, I've been here more than 5 years, less than 10 years, and I've gotten older every year. So as I get older, I know that I don't really want all that upkeep. And another thing is, I would like to have a place that I could keep tidy, because I know when I move, I get rid of a lot of stuff because I don't want to pay to ship it. It's so expensive to move things. And I will keep a few pieces of furniture and many, many totes and boxes of my personal stuff. But a lot of the stuff I'm not going to keep. And I would like to, you know, I always just start over, which is fine. I'm great with that. It's not like I've ever bought nice furniture. I never have, ever. I always go to thrift stores or, you know, whatever, buy things off of like a Facebook Marketplace, for instance, and, you know, kind of checked out the place and made sure it was clean and before I bought things. But I don't want to clutter up my next place. And I want to have a housekeeper. I would love that. Like, even if it's only once a month or once every 2 weeks. I've never paid for someone to come in and clean my house, and I don't like to clean, so I think that would be wonderful. We'll see. I don't know. But I made a list of the options of things I could do when I move, because I don't know where I'm going to move. I have some places in mind. And sometimes, you know, as I get older, I've changed my mind a little bit about where I want to live and what situation I want. So here are the options that I have written down. I could buy another place, a condo or a townhouse, possibly a small house with a manageable yard. It would depend. I could rent. I haven't rented very much as an adult because I've always felt like it was just throwing money away. But with the cost of things, I don't know. Maybe it would be just as good a deal and not have the hassle of fixing things, replacing appliances or whatever. I could house sit or pet sit. I would have to have a home base, maybe a relative or a friend that I could stay with in between house sitting or pet sitting. But I've thought about this. I know somebody who does this, and it appeals to me because I like visiting other areas and checking them out. And if I could find a sit that was like 3 months or longer at a time, that would be ideal. I would love it. I mean, if it worked out, I would love it. If it didn't work out, I would hate it and wait for that 3 months or longer to pass. But I would have to put my stuff in storage which I've done before because I've moved a lot in my life, and I like moving. I like starting over and meeting new people and finding out where the library is and the grocery stores. And, it's all very simple. It's not like I do anything grand in my life. It's just, day-to-day stuff, but I like it. I could travel. There are a lot of options. Like, I've watched videos on living in Albania. You can live there for a year without a visa or anything. After a year, you have to leave for 3 months, for 90 days. But it's very affordable. I've never been to Europe, the continent of Europe. I've been to England and Ireland, and I really want to go to Europe. So that's something I could think about doing, just going there and traveling for a little bit. I have lots of options, and I'm very happy about that. Another option, if I want to buy a place, is to travel to the places I'm thinking about for a week or two at a time, just to get a feel for them. I don't know. I wish I knew what I was going to do. I wish I had a place picked out that fit all my criteria, but I don't, because the affordability is the main thing. I can't afford some of the places I would really like to move to. But as a friend told me, we were talking recently, and I said I was just so kind of up in the air about this. And she said, well, I think it may be because we're older and that you think you have to make a final decision, that this has to be the last decision you ever make about where you're going to live. And she said, and it doesn't have to be that way. You can move again if you want to. And she's right. So that really kind of eased my mind. So, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I wanted to kind of get this off my chest, and I probably will do some follow-up videos as I proceed with my journey of moving. And let me know if any of this applies to you. Have you moved as an older person? Any advice is very welcome. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.